And we're live. Welcome to the second episode of the Pick a Side podcast. We are your hosts, River, John Carlos, and me, Joel. Today we have a really special show for all of you guys. We're going to recap the Steelers and Browns game very briefly because we know the hot topic of the day is Myles Garrett versus Mason Rudolph. Then after, we're going to talk about who should be the real franchise quarterback of New York, Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold. What do you guys think about this whole Steelers and Browns game and the debacle that happened after?
Trash. That game was trash.
That game was terrible.
Dumb whack. Mason Rudolph, average.
It was a defensive game.
It was. I want to say this, though. Myles Garrett popped it on Mason Rudolph.
Popped it on.
With a helmet.
4 picks, and they got hit with a helmet.
Yeah, what if he'd
It
got a
was a bad
concussion?
day
That
for
would have been OD.
It was a bad day for him. It was a bad day for the Steelers.
Oh, my God.
They scored 7 points, right?
They scored 7 points. It was 21-7 the final score.
Get it done.
Baker Mayfield got over 50%.
He
Barely.
was finally targeting
Barely.
Odell, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember last show you said that Odell had a lot of drop passes.
Yeah.
And while I was watching it, I said, well, this guy couldn't be watching the same Browns I was watching. Because the person who was dropping the balls was Antonio Callaway.
Yeah.
We saw that. We saw proof of that versus the 49ers, Monday Night Football. We were watching the game, both of us in my house.
Remember that? Remember that Sherman interception? That was Odell who dropped that.
Yeah.
That first one.
Bobbled it.
Slippy hands. Right. But it was a bad Baker throw. I'm not going to lie. It was. So it was like 50-50, both of them.
So today, we're not going to talk too much about the Browns and Steelers because really,
it was bad.
I think all of us forgot about that game because of what happened near the end of the game.
My Madden game was better than
So before I give my opinion on what I feel about this whole situation, River, I want to ask you, do you feel like Myles Garrett deserved that year-long suspension?
I think he deserves longer than the year. I think he needs to get a couple. Bro, he took the dual helmet off. He tried to hit him in the head with a helmet. A helmet is OD.
Yeah.
I think he deserves a couple games in the next year.
Yeah, definitely.
Like he has to. Like
100%.
maybe
If
2
the
or
Browns,
3.
If the Browns make this playoff push, he's not playing in the playoffs.
Yeah, he can't play in the playoffs.
Yeah. So he was actually playing really good this year, and at the start of the season, his goal was to win Defensive Player of the Year, but it's all because of one play. It's not. It's done.
So the hot question about it, though, is that do you feel like Myles Garrett was justified hitting him with the helmet, even though Mason Rudolph tried to take his helmet off and kicked him in the groin?
I don't say you don't hit somebody with a helmet though.
Yeah.
Like fighting, yeah, okay. Hitting him with a helmet though, like that's.
But to his credit, Mason Rudolph did try to take his helmet off first, and I'm not gonna sit here and speculate, but who knows what he could have done. That's all.
Yeah, that's true.
With his helmet.
This the whole situation got me really ticked off, and
Why?
it got me ticked off because I saw a bunch of Ohioans defending Myles Garrett, and I did see somebody on Twitter on my timeline defend Myles Garrett too.
Fournette and Jamal Adams.
I saw them go at it for a
That was
little
funny
bit.
as hell.
But I want to speak directly into the camera, and I want to talk to you, my good friend Jordan. He was one of the people that tweeted that Myles Garrett he deserved the suspension, but Mason Rudolph should have got one too. So do you feel like Mason Rudolph should have got one?
At least one.
At least
yeah.
one game. Mike Pouncey
If Pouncey got one, Mason
Mike
Rudolph should definitely get one.
stomped on Myles Garrett's head.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. He's too big to be doing shit like that.
The reason why I feel like Mason Rudolph didn't deserve one,
because he got hit in the head with a helmet.
it's not only that bit, but you have to take into context of what happened during the game. Myles Garrett, look, this guy with 5 seconds left, the game is already won, up 21-7.
Yeah.
Puts a hit on Mason Rudolph after he's released the ball for more than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
There is no reason to take Mason Rudolph and pile drive him to the ground. There is no reason to do that
Yeah, that's true.
whatsoever. And Josina Anderson came after the game and wanted to tweet about how Myles Garrett is this laid-back guy and stuff. Myles Garrett accounts for the most penalties in the NFL.
He broke Trevor Simeon's foot on Monday night. We saw it off a late hit.
You know that he has the most late hits in the NFL among any defensive player?
I did not know
Yes,
that.
I know that. Yeah, we've seen it.
I did
He
not.
had
know
a
And
that.
this
couple
is the
of
same guy that people are like defending today. And people can blame it on Freddie Kitchens. He's created a culture that's totally undisciplined,
He's a
which
young
he
guy.
has.
He's a
Because
young
Freddie
guy.
Kitchens is a horrible coach.
Yeah.
But you can't just put the blame on Freddie Kitchens for Myles Garrett acting out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young guys in that locker room. A lot of young guys.
He wasn't using his head. You guys saw his post game interview. He sounded very apologetic.
Very apologetic. And I don't know if you guys want to speak more about this, or do you feel like you've said what you had to say already about the situation?
Yeah, I'm good off that one.
Yeah, because I felt like
That shit
I don't know
is
about you guys,
trash.
but I feel like I've gotten flooded with this topic all day.
Yeah.
That topic was, I ain't gonna lie, that game was whack.
And
That
the
game
topic
trash.
was ESPN. First
Yeah.
things first. It was everywhere.
There was a lot more to talk about today than that.
So I think we would both
We've
agree.
exhausted that.
We would all agree that we want to talk about something that is more entertaining. We want to talk about something that we all want to talk about, that we're really passionate about.
Well, Jets fans want to talk
So
about
this is why
whatever.
we're going to talk about this next segment. Who would you take as your franchise quarterback right now? Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold?
Carson Wentz. No, I'm just, you asked me first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Either
I'm
one.
gonna go first. Let me just shoot out some numbers real quick. Daniel Jones this season, 9 games, 15-8 touchdown interception ratio, 88 QBR, 1984 yards. Sam Darnold stats this year, he only played 6 games, 1307, 7-9 TD interception ratio, 74.5 QBR, 6 games. Last year, Sam Darnold threw 28-65, 17-15 touchdown interception ratio, 77.6 QBR, 13 games. Both O-lines absolutely suck, so there is no excuse there. If I had to pick a quarterback, I am taking neither. But if it comes down to those two, I'm going to take the younger guy, and that's Sam Darnold. Got to take the younger
Whoa.
guy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting you to say Sam Darnold.
Daniel Jones, right now, is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold. I think so. But you see
Bro.
you see more flashes in Sam Darnold than you see more flashes in Sam Darnold than you see in Daniel Jones. And to be honest, those interception numbers sound crazy. But he doesn't have really Robbie Anderson is his number 1 option. But I'm taking Sam Darnold. I just see a better future and I see a better career for Sam Darnold than I do for Daniel Jones. That's just me personally.
Okay, well, you're right about 75% of what you said, which Sam Darnold does have a brighter future. Even though I was the first person to say after the Giants drafted Daniel Jones that he was going to be good. I never said that Daniel Jones was a bust. You laughed at me when I brought up him and Dwayne Haskins' 40-yard dash time. You laughed.
I did laugh.
You
a
laughed.
couple other people laughed.
No, I laughed.
Everybody
because,
laughed. They bashed me on Twitter, but it's not unknown to me. I get that a lot.
Because
even
you had the
though-
audacity to say he was more athletic.
Even though I'm right most of the time, he is way faster than Dwayne Haskins. But back to the topic, Sam Darnold versus Daniel Jones. I love how you didn't mention Daniel Jones's biggest vice, his fumbles.
Yeah.
You totally left out his fumbles. Yes, he has 15 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He has 13 fumbles in 8 career games, 21 total turnovers.
That's a lot.
He has the 25th ranked offensive line in the league.
You know that Sam Darnold has 8 fumbles for his career.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones has 13 in 8 games. We're just comparing the two. Look, I think both of them will be good. I think that both of them will make an impact on their teams. But to say that they have the same weapons around them is completely false.
I didn't say that.
You said that their offensive line is pretty much
That's
the same.
what I
so
said. They
there's
have
no
the same.
difference
They have
there.
the same offense. If you look at the
Both lines
rankings,
suck.
Jets were 31 and 32nd.
The Jets
Giants
are
were 25th.
That's a difference.
They're both, but I get the difference,
both
but they're both
bad.
bottom of the barrel, trash.
Yeah.
So to say who has more weapons, I mean,
This is the thing, though, is that when you watch the game, the Giants versus Jets,
Mhm.
who did you feel like played the best game?
Sam Darnold.
No question. I know.
I
that
mean,
you
there's some
have-
questions, but Sam Darnold.
I don't feel like there was no question about it.
Nah, bro. I think Daniel Jones played a good game, bro.
Speak your mind,
I
JC.
think Daniel Jones played a good game. He had 4 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, he got ripped by Jamal Adams, but like that's like
That's
to me,
Jamal
that's the
Adams.
best safety in the league. Sam Darnold played good. He kept the turnovers down. I actually didn't even turn the ball over. I like what I saw from the Jets as a team, but you know the Giants have a really bad defense, so I'm not gonna hold too much weight on that. But back to the question between Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones, who would I rather have as a franchise quarterback? I would rather have Sam Darnold as a franchise quarterback. And this is not me talking as a Jets fan. It's just I've seen Sam Darnold do it with some of the best quarterbacks. I've seen him do it with Aaron Rodgers. Took it to overtime. He ended up losing, but he matched him pretty well. The thing with Sam Darnold is the good is great, but the ugly is terrible. Like, he makes some very questionable throws.
Yeah.
But you know what? With more experience and better weapons and a better line, I really feel like he can fix those
Sam
problems.
Darnold looks like Dash from The Incredibles.
He definitely does.
He does,
I
right?
said that
He
draft
looks
night.
like Dash.
You could say that Sam Darnold's ugly performances are as bad as Carson Wentz versus the Cowboys for his career.
Don't do it.
You could say
Don't
that.
do it. Just don't
Look,
do
but
it.
but to my Giants fans out there, I think you guys got a pretty good quarterback in Daniel Jones. I know a lot of you didn't expect this. A lot of you booed him on draft night, and you know,
Which was
he's
wrong.
playing pretty good, bro.
Which was wrong.
The same thing that's plaguing the Jets is what's plaguing Daniel Jones. The receivers aren't that good. Barkley comes back. He got hurt. He's back, but he's not the same. He's still laboring from that injury. But
He should sit out.
yeah, he said, you know, the
Yeah.
Giants are what 2-8, man. Just cut him out for the season.
Yeah. So these quarterbacks, we can say that they're having an extended time to prove themselves.
Mhm.
And this other quarterback isn't having time to prove himself at all. And that quarterback is Colin Kaepernick.
Kaboom.
Today, see, we have a luxury over other networks that have a show or have a debate show
Mhm.
because they were only able to talk about what they think is going to happen, but we already know what has happened. So, what do you feel about Colin Kaepernick's workout? Did you see the highlights? How do you feel about his throws?
Some good, some bad. I mean, it's hard. I don't like to look at workouts where there's nobody there when he is not really playing against somebody because you're not really showing me that I can look good if somebody throws me the ball 50 yards and I catch it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a football player at all. So it's like I would like to see him in a scrimmage or NFL 5 or 8 on 7 on 7, whatever they do. I would like to see him in something like that, a little game management going on there to really give a great feel for it. But if they let him in the league and I would pick a team for him, it would probably be if the Bears don't get Cam Newton, the Bears or the Titans. I think it was time to let that Marcus Mariota guy, just let that go.
Whoa, so you've given up on Ryan Tannehill too?
I never even started to give him an opportunity. So that was just, I don't even know why you said that.
He has 3 game-winning drives in 4 games.
That's cool. They won't make the playoffs.
Well, they have a chance.
Yeah, they have a chance. A lot of teams have a chance. The Dolphins have a chance when you start the season. They don't make the playoffs.
That's totally different because the Titans are 5-5 right now.
No, I get all of that.
He's
That's
got a puncher's chance.
yeah,
But like you said, Joel, they're a team that shows flashes of greatness and then not flashes.
they're very inconsistent.
inconsistent.
See,
I wouldn't bank on them to make the playoffs. That's just me though. But I wouldn't be surprised if they.
It's
made
not
it.
even just them. It's more as I wouldn't bank on Ryan Tannehill to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
you know, you mentioned Chicago as a destination and the Titans. I actually have 2 more destinations to add on to that.
What you think?
I have the Buccaneers.
I was gonna say that. Wow, I was dead gonna say that earlier, but I was gonna give Jameis Winston a chance.
And I have this other team, which you guys probably have too. I have the Broncos.
I will slap
Yeah.
the fire out of you.
You
I will
know,
slap
he
the
shouldn't
fire
go
out
to the
of
Broncos.
Yeah.
They don't. I don't think they.
They have Joe Flacco.
I'm not even acknowledging that.
They have Flacco.
They can draft a quarterback this year.
They could.
Hey, but this is a proven guy in Kaepernick who
How
can
about the-
come in and slot in.
That's true.
And that's a team that has a good defense already.
Man,
They just need that quarterback.
if you're an NFL team, I'd bank on Justin Fields or Joe Burrow. I don't know what all that Colin is cool. Bank on those
Look,
two.
if you don't get those guys,
Then
Colin
get Colin
Kaepernick's
Kaepernick.
not a bad option.
This the thing though is
You
that
get to see him in action.
with the Broncos, I was thinking about it earlier. Is that if Colin Kaepernick does end up going to the Broncos,
Mhm.
how crazy is it that both quarterbacks that played each other in the Super Bowl are on the same team now?
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
But
crazy.
do you think?
Kaepernick and Flacco.
Yeah,
I think but they don't have. I don't know. I like the Bucks. I just didn't want to give up on Jameis Winston because he does show flashes of being a really, really good quarterback. But then he's like really bad.
it's like Sam Darnold.
No, he's like way better. Like when
I don't know
when he's
about-
great, when he's great, he's OD.
He's great, but
When he's bad, he's
he's
so
really
bad. Yeah, he
Same
sucks.
thing.
I think this is a conversation we were talking about too. That sometimes Sam Darnold, that's the trajectory of his career. It's looking like Jameis Winston if he continues down
Very
this path.
inconsistent. Very inconsistent.
But he doesn't have a Mike Evans or, he doesn't have a number 1 receiver that's worthy. You could just throw that thing up to Mike.
Chris
Evans.
Godwin has also been really good.
He's pretty good too.
Chris Godwin is having a breakout
Chris
season.
Godwin
Yeah.
is good, bro.
O.J.
Adam
Howard.
Brown's good
Humphries,
back.
Adam Humphries, Jameis's old receiver, just scored the game-winning touchdown versus the Chiefs,
Yeah.
thrown by Ryan Tannehill.
Mitch
What a
though,
dart.
Chicago, get a quarterback, please.
This is the thing, man. Ira, before we get before we talk about something else, and we don't talk about this Kaepernick situation, since we're on the
Right.
track of the Titans, it's just wow. I just want to hear you guys give me credit for my Sunday pick'em.
You got it.
I just want to give you guys credit
Got
for
it.
my Sunday
You
pick'em.
did. Here's
100%.
the thing. I'm not gonna
100%.
give you credit yet because you definitely tweeted the Titans are gonna make the playoffs, and I said no, they're not. So we're at odds right now. They're 5-5. So they have a playoff. They have a puncher's chance. If they don't make the playoffs, I'm going to slap the fire out of you,
Yo,
and that's just gonna be the end of
listen,
that.
I'm just mad that when he picked the Titans, yo, he really said the safe
He
pick.
said Ryan Tannehill
safe
was gonna
pick.
drive down. He dead said
It
Ryan
was.
Tannehill was gonna drive down.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
You
said
got
Ryan
it,
Tannehill
bro.
was gonna play great. I
You
looked at the
got
camera
it.
exactly how I'm looking at it right now, and I
That's a
said it
great call.
with confidence.
And I laughed at you. And we were all wrong about
laughed
the
at you.
Saints. They got smoked.
We were all wrong about the Saints. We
Yo,
were
that
all
was
wrong
terrible.
about the Colts, and you two were right about the Seahawks, which you guys should have never been right because the
Stop, stop. Don't
49ers
do
should
that.
have won that
Don't do that.
game.
Don't
Oh,
do that.
because
Don't do
Jimmy.
that.
Wait, I'm choking.
Don't do that.
So McLaughlin didn't
can't
like
breathe.
kick the
That was a-
freaking
yo,
ball to the.
yo, that
to
was
the
the
tunnel?
worst
Oh, no, he-
field goal
he
attempt
choked
I've
too.
ever seen in my life.
But-
And he had two clutch ones before that.
He choked. Don't get me wrong. He choked. But what did I tell you? What did I tell you here? I said I will never rely on Jimmy G to win a game. And what happened? He didn't win the game. And he won't win the game.
MVP won the
And they're going to play him in Seattle, and they're going to lose again.
Jimmy's gonna win that game.
Who?
He's gonna win
That
that
defense might win them the
No.
game.
George Kittle didn't play last game. Emmanuel
That's-
Sanders got hurt
That's a
early.
big
Yeah.
loss.
I don't even think Joe Staley was.
Let's
out
be
there.
realistic. That defense saved them. That strip fumble on DK helped them because they would have went up good.
Yeah.
That defense stopped them in the second half from scoring. That defense saved them
But
again.
Seattle,
Yet again.
Seattle's the only team that beat the 49ers. Shout out to my boy Brendan. Seahawks doing their thing this year.
Oh,
Russell
that's
Wilson's
your
MVP.
Phoenix Suns fan,
That's my
right?
Suns fan.
Yeah, we play
Y'all
out in
doing
2
good
weeks.
too.
We play out in 2 weeks in
the,
Philly.
The Chicago. Oh no, the Eagles.
Yeah, we
Talking
play
about the Eagles?
Seattle in 2 weeks. Yeah, come to Philly. It's lit for y'all.
This the thing. About exciting players that we love to watch.
Mhm.
There are a lot in the NBA this year. I'd say number one for me is Ja Morant.
John Morant.
Ja Morant.
Ja
Did you
Morant.
see him yesterday? He looked
I
great.
called him Rookie of the Year.
I
He
knew
called him
about
Rookie of
him.
the Year.
I knew about him his
I put
freshman
River
year.
on.
No, you didn't.
I put him on.
Stop. I knew about him his
Put him
freshman year at MSU, and I was telling my friends who watched college that he was gonna be the breakout player of the year that year, and he ended up winning.
He broke that.
I don't know. He ended up just going
So
crazy.
about exciting players, so we can all agree that number one is Ja Morant.
For you, yeah.
Who's yours?
My exciting player I just like
Rookies.
to like. Oh, rookies.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Ja
hmm.
Morant too.
exciting rookies that I like to watch. Kendrick Nunn.
Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah,
Kendrick Nunn's pretty good.
Kendrick
man.
Nunn.
Well, out
Undrafted.
of those players you named, I think a close second is going to the man in New York who
RJ
got the
Barrett?
win against Dallas Mavericks, R.J. Barrett. I'm wearing this Knicks hat proudly today because we just swept the Mavericks in a season series. We just swept the Mavericks. The Knicks just won, and we swept Porzingis in Madison Square Garden yesterday. The crowd booed him. I loved it because Porzingis is nothing anymore. He's getting carried by Luka Doncic every other game, and I don't want to hear nothing else. Porzingis is shooting poorly from the field, which I said he was going to do. I said he's injury prone. I said that the Knicks got a good player in Julius Randle back. We did. I said we're going to be better. And Dennis Smith, if we get that same Dennis Smith every night, 13 points off the bench, we want to trade, no doubt about it. The Knicks got the win. They swept Porzingis, and I'm ready to hold up a mini banner in my room saying the Knicks swept Porzingis in 2019 because we played phenomenal.
Are you done?
I am not done yet, but I'll let you speak. I'll let you say what you want to say.
JC, you want to go before I go? I got a lot of things I need to get off my chest.
Go ahead.
I just before I go on my little monologue, can I ask you a question? Why did the Knicks trade Porzingis? Was it because you didn't believe in his talent, or you didn't believe because of his injuries?
Look, it's
You didn't wanna give him the max.
It's a combination of everything. And
Mhm.
hold on, let me fix my next hat.
Please don't.
It's a nice hat.
Leave it
right?
off. No,
You think it's a nice hat?
It's a nice hat.
I hate it.
It's a
Team
nice
sucks,
hat.
though.
Okay, it's a nice hat. Oh, we just win off the Nets. So
The Knickerbockers.
We actually.
What I
you're
have to
2 wins
say-
off. You're 2 wins off. You took because we just beat
so
Chicago.
look, we have to say this.
Nice try though.
It's everything about Porzingis. There's nothing to like about Porzingis
Well,
at all.
Let me
were
say this.
raving
So
about
wait.
him.
Hold on. I got this, JC.
There's
People were
nothing to
raving
like about him.
So wait, you
Everybody watching this,
you
knows this.
traded him with the assumption that you were gonna get a big free agent.
No. That's where everybody that's not a Knick fan gets it wrong every time. We traded Porzingis because he came to the Knicks and he wanted to be out. And he wanted to be out because the Knicks wouldn't let
And you didn't believe in his injuries.
No, this is the thing. He wanted to be out because his brother Janice wanted to take over the organization and make every executive decision that the Knicks were making, and that's why he wanted out. He demanded so much from the Knicks, and the Knicks simply said no. So now Porzingis comes in and he demands a trade, and the Knicks trade him without hesitation because, look, we're not going to keep a player who is just going to sign a qualifying offer and then be an unrestricted free agent next season. We had to get something for him. And if you don't want to be in New York, you don't have to be in New York because New York is the best place to play basketball. Even though Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving wrongly chose the Nets, the Knicks are still the best team in New York. I don't care what nobody says. We have the most fans. And you're touching my Knicks hat. I want you to wear it.
Get that
That's the best logo in the NBA right now.
Get that away from me. Get that away from me. Don't put that near me.
This the thing. Hey. You just threw my hat and you just called it nice. I don't even know what's wrong with me right now. He called that hat nice and he's throwing it.
This video. I said it's a nice looking hat. The team sucks.
Can I speak?
It's a nice looking hat. It's the Knicks. It's the Knicks.
Joel.
You guys are last in the East.
Joel Moran.
And outside of that outlier performance from Kobe White, you guys did not beat us. Kobe White went off and I don't know what he is. I honestly don't know. Is he a point guard?
I don't know.
He averages 2 assists.
I told you.
I don't know who he is.
He don't pass the ball. But he does. I told y'all that. He don't pass the ball. He's just a spark plug. Joel Moran, my turn. Listen. This trade can go either ways. I would say the Knicks win the trade is if you guys make the playoffs before Porzingis. But let me tell you why. Let me explain why. You traded away virtually what they call a unicorn. Yeah. And if you guys don't know what a unicorn is, it's a very special player in the league with unique talents. Porzingis is coming off of an ACL tear, I want to believe. Yeah. So he's a little rusty. It's just a little rusty. You know, he hasn't played 15 games yet. He's just getting it back. You know, he's getting back to his swag. So a unicorn, back to what I was saying, is what Porzingis is called. You traded away a unicorn. You paid Julius Randle. You paid Marcus Morris. You paid Reggie Bullock. You got a team, right? You got a team.
I don't see anything.
No, listen. Can I speak? I'll let you speak. You're nonsense. Let me speak. You got a team. It's a good team. You have a bunch of good players. No all-stars, but good players. And Porzingis is on the team with Luka Doncic, who is a very, very special player.
He's carrying Porzingis.
He is right now. The man just came off an ACL injury, so, give him some time.
There are reports that they don't get along.
Okay. There are also reports that the Knicks suck. Wait a minute. Those aren't reports. That's a fact. Anyways, like I was saying, you guys will win the trade is if you guys make the playoffs before Porzingis. If Porzingis makes the playoffs and puts up pretty decent numbers, thank God he left. He would have stayed in New York, and you guys would have been what you are now, a 3-9 team. You guys suck. It doesn't make sense. You traded away Porzingis. Then you walked into free agency. First of all, I read a tweet from you the other day that said, I am sad because I didn't get the #1 pick because you wanted Zion. You got stuck with RJ. You walked into free agency thinking, KD and Kyrie, New York, yeah, Brooklyn, the Nets. Then you ended up with Julius Randle, a lefty who can't shoot. Never met that in my life. Then you bought Marcus Morris. You thought he was a stud. No, he's not a stud. He's a regular player that puts up great numbers on the bum-ass Knicks. Then you got Mitchell Robinson. He can't even play 20 minutes. You got Alfred Payton. He sucks. You got Dennis Smith. He can't shoot. He plays 10 minutes. He got booed in New York the other day because he can't score the ball. He took a step-back jump shot in the air ball. That had me crying. He's terrible. The Knicks are the laughing stock of the league. Stop talking about the Knicks, the greatest Madison Square Garden. I swear to God, people would rather go see a Davies concert than go watch the Knicks play basketball. And I truly believe that in my heart. That's how bad you guys are right now. Just tank, get LaMelo Ball. He's another unicorn. Don't mess that up. My monologue is officially done. Go Chicago.
See, that point about Davies was really funny. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. That was a really funny one.
That's a fact.
But what you said about Marcus Morris, he hit the game winner.
Good job.
Marcus Morris is a stud. He's averaging 18.6 points per game.
What's your record after that game winner?
We have 3 wins. We have 3 wins. Look, we started off slow.
Shit.
But look, the greatest of teams start off slow.
Whoa. The greatest of teams have great players. Slow. You don't have one.
We have RJ Barrett.
Oh my! You didn't have a great player in like 20 years. Are you serious?
RJ Barrett.
He has no right hand.
You're totally right. I did want the number 1 pick, but I'm totally happy being stuck with RJ. That's like going from a dime to a 9. I got a 9 in RJ. I'm happy. It's
That's
RJ
like going
Barrett.
from a dime to a nickel. Let me explain.
RJ Barrett is a nickel.
Compared to Zion?
When is he a nickel?
Zion is a dime.
Compared to Zion, he is right up there.
What the hell?
That's why Coach K put the ball in his hands every single time in Duke. Because RJ is the man. He can handle the ball. He can go right. I've seen him go right a lot of times. I don't know why you say he can't go left. I've seen him go right. I see him finish with his right all the time.
Y'all got 2 lefties. One who's a grown-ass man, can't go right. You got another young boy that can't go right.
He's
Julius
24
Randle
years
does a little
old.
dumb, in and out. Jump shot broke. Does not go in. It does not go in.
There is no doubt in my mind the Knicks will not regret this trade. There is no doubt in my mind the Knicks will not regret this trade whatsoever.
You guys are stubborn. You're a stubborn organization.
You are talking about the playoffs. Well, look, I won't be surprised if the Mavericks make the playoffs because Luka Doncic is balling.
Not making the
He's
playoffs,
carrying
Luka,
Porzingis.
Porzingis plays don't make the playoffs, bro. If he plays
Porzingis doesn't even look like an all-star right
bro,
now.
it's like 10 games.
Whoa,
Oh
and
my
the
God,
dude you
bro.
paid $20 million looks like an all-star. Mr. Julius Randle from the Pelicans.
People on Twitter be like,
playing
yo,
the
this
same.
isn't the same Pelicans Julius Randle.
It isn't the same.
Bro.
It isn't the same.
Come on,
Julius
bro.
Randle's Pelican.
Come on,
He's
man.
he's a Nick Julius Randle. New York changed him.
Whoa.
Like,
Hold on.
He
Wait
just
a
went to
minute.
your team and
Hold
sucks.
on. Wait a minute. Because I just looked up Porzingis numbers, and they don't look that bad. Coming off an ACL injury, this young man averages 19
He hasn't
points a
played
game.
in 2 years.
My point. Coming off an ACL injury, he averages 19 points a game, shooting 40%. Not that good for a big. 36% from the three-point line. That's an average
Just
three-point
above league
shooter.
average.
72% from the free throw line.
Could get better.
That's horrible.
Coming off, what you said he hasn't played ball in how long?
2 years.
Does an ACL affect your shooting?
What the? It affects your play. He hasn't played ball in 2 years. What's wrong with you?
It doesn't affect your shooting.
Listen,
It affects your athleticism.
Bro, it's
Listen,
10 games in
it
2
doesn't
years,
affect the
bro.
shooting.
Listen, Skip, let me explain something
At
to you.
all. It does not affect his shooting at all.
But it affects
He just can't shoot right now.
It's because he hasn't played ball in 2 years.
bro.
He's rusty.
He's been
Okay.
practicing
Yo,
for
when's the last time- when's the
1
last
and a
time- when's the last
half.
time you
Okay.
played ball? Go on the court and shoot right now. You
Nah,
see
hold
how
on.
crazy it is.
I'll look up Julius
He's been
Randle.
shooting every year for a year.
Julius
every
Randle
game for a year.
Julius Randle been playing for like 3 years, right? Let's look at his jump shot. He averages 16 points a game, shooting 43%. Do you want to know what his three-point percentage is? 21.
But he's better.
Oh, wait.
Bro.
You want to know what he shoots from the free throw line? 63.
And he doesn't play better defense than Porzingis at all.
You
Like,
won
by
that
any
trade?
stretch
The
of
bottom,
imagination, bro.
yes, we did win that trade.
And then you got
because
Dennis Smith Jr. Let's pull up his numbers.
He scored 13 last game. He played great.
He did.
I love
He did.
Dennis.
He did.
I
He did.
love
He
Dennis.
did.
He's broke. He's not broke, bro.
Yeah. Let's look at Dennis. Let's look at
How you let
Dennis.
Frank take your starting
Dennis Smith. He doesn't even pop up. I got to type his full name in. It's a bum. Dennis Smith Jr.
They, huh?
They booed
Dennis.
him. They booed him.
Where?
Oh, where? He averages 3 points a game. I'm about to kill myself. Why do you average 3 points a game?
How many minutes does he play? Search
plays
those minutes up,
14
please.
He plays 14
Please
minutes.
search the
He
minutes
plays
up.
14 minutes.
You know he's been going through a lot.
What?
He's coming back. He's coming back to form.
Oh,
He's
yo,
getting
Coming
better.
back to form is 3
Wait a
points
minute.
game.
Wait a minute,
Hey.
fans. I didn't.
Oh, wait. Say what you just said about Dennis Smith?
He's coming back to form. He played
Why
last
can't you let
game.
Porzingis come back to form?
Yeah.
Let me know.
That's totally different.
Nah, let me
because
know.
Dennis Smith
Sucks.
relies on his athleticism,
Oh my
and he
God.
is not known to be a shooter. Porzingis
And he keeps
is a
shooting.
shooter who is not shooting the ball well right now. He is 7'3" and shooting 40% from the field goal. How? You're 7'3".
Can I ask
If
you a
he
question?
reaches his arm up, he can dunk the ball.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a serious question? All jokes aside.
got the
Like a
scat.
serious question. Like a dead serious question. Is Kristaps Porzingis, is anybody in your team better than Kristaps Porzingis right now? Be
No.
honest. Like dead serious, honest.
No.
R.
Okay, aside from your love
Bro.
for RJ Barrett,
Barrett.
is anybody you signed better than him?
Anybody collectively, of course.
No, I didn't ask you that.
As a player.
As a
player.
one-on-one player, if you put one-on-one, who on that you signed, and I'm talking about Reggie Bullock too, are they better than
None of them,
Kristaps
bro.
Porzingis?
I'd rather have my
I didn't
guys
ask you
than
that.
care
Porzingis.
what
You're
you rather have.
changing.
You're a Knicks fan.
Don't change
I'd
the
rather
question.
have my guys. I want to have my guys. I'd rather have those four than Porzingis.
Wow.
You're sickening. You make me
I'd
sick.
rather have
You make
all
me
those
throw
guys
up.
than
I bet
Porzingis.
you we ask every
Bobby
fan in
Portis
New York,
won a
bro.
game with us.
Okay.
And Porzingis, look, people want to rave about his all-star season. Porzingis played about 30 games at an all-star level and then started to cool down
Because he was
throughout the
carrying
season.
you weak
And then got
bums.
injured.
He was
Come on, man.
he was
He had an
carrying you.
all-star half season.
He
Call
was
it
carrying
call
y'all.
it an all-star half
Guys.
season
He
literally-
because he only played half the season.
You know
Guys
what-
watching the show, he
Come
would
on,
not be
man.
saying this if Porzingis
JC,
was
you
a
know
Knicks
what his
fan.
you know what his injury was after those 30 games?
Look, I want to
An elbow injury from load carrying. You know that's what they called it, right? Load carrying, because he was carrying them bum Knicks to what? 10 wins?
Yeah.
That's how bad y'all were. He was carrying y'all. Your point guard at the time, I don't even remember. I'm sorry.
Who was your point guard?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I
I know
Yeah.
either, because that's
But
how bad.
that's not the
I
point.
don't remember.
Because we had Courtney Lee
Oh my God.
and Tim
Good job.
Hardaway Jr.
Good job. Now you have Alfred Payton.
Look, this is the thing. This is the bottom line. The bottom line, the Knicks won't regret this trade. And I also, what was that statement you just made? You said something just now that I
So time out,
forgot
so
what
time
you
out.
said.
Before you say something, he's going in on your team, but you got something to say to me.
No,
All right,
because
go
you
ahead.
said something it's gonna piggyback on what I'm gonna say to
What?
him.
What?
You have nothing to say to me.
What?
You're a Knicks fan.
Look, bottom line is I'd rather have my guys.
I understand.
Oh yeah, I remember what you said now. John Carlos, my friend here, he said that Kristaps Porzingis, I forgot again. I keep freaking forgetting because you guys have totally infested my mind with this foolishness that you're talking about.
Man, all I gotta say, if Porzingis was still a New York Knicks to this day, Joel would be raving about him.
That's exactly what I needed. You just refreshed my
Raving
memory
about
because
him.
I needed
Good,
that.
Good.
I needed
'Cause
that.
You would.
One,
You know you would.
yes, I absolutely would. And this is why I'm going to explain myself so the whole world can hear me and what I have to say. Of course, if Kristaps Porzingis was still a Knick, I'd be raving about him. But that's because at that time, I didn't know Kristaps Porzingis was this type of character. He showed me his true colors when he went to the Knicks and said, if you don't let my brother control the Knicks, then I'm going to get out of here. This the type of guy, I don't want to play for your franchise. I don't want to lead a team because I'm not good enough. I want Luka Doncic to carry me. That's what he basically said when he wanted to get traded. He showed me his true colors. He showed me that he's not built for New York. I don't want a player that's not built for New York. Kristaps is not built to be the man of a team. That's why he's playing second fiddle to Luka Doncic right now.
At this rate, I need
Come
Michael
on.
Jordan to save y'all, because this the way y'all look.
We have R.J. Barrett to save us. We are good on
Julius
this side.
Randle is getting carried by a
R.J.
rookie.
Barrett.
Oh
He
my
is the
God.
man.
He has-
R.J. Barrett, the Maple Mamba.
Stop saying his name, bro.
Wow.
The Maple Mamba. That's
That
his
was-
nickname.
First of all, that was dumb pause. Second of all.
His jump
second of all,
shot is
second
sweet
of
like
all, second of-
syrup.
Oh,
That's why they call him the Maple Mamba.
Yo.
Hey.
Third of all, stop comparing that man to Kobe, the Black Mamba. Brian, stop. He has won nothing. He's played 9 games. Stop. You're getting me mad. Stop.
Let's move on.
Julius Randle's getting carried by a rookie.
This is the thing. We talked about Porzingis' awful return to the Garden, which he totally played horrible.
They lost.
We're going to talk about somebody good for a change, and that's Paul George.
My guy.
PG.
So, if you guys didn't know, Paul George and Kawhi are the first duo to ever score 30 points in their first NBA debut for that team.
in
And
under 25 minutes.
Paul George lost.
He was
I
killing.
was going to
though.
say he
He was
lost.
frying.
He lost the game to the Pelicans
Yeah.
without Brandon Ingram, I'd say. With Paul George coming back, what do you expect from the Clippers?
You want to go first, JC?
What do
or-
I expect from the Clippers? So, fully loaded Clippers team with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. I think that they can beat every team in the NBA. Literally. They can lock up anyone from 1 to 3. They're both the best two-way players in the league. Paul George was coming off a 28 points per game season, a top 3 in the MVP race, and top 3 in DPOY. You have Kawhi Leonard. I don't even need to talk about him. He's amazing, bro. And they have Lou Will, Montrezl Harrell, Zubac. That team is deep, and that team is good. I think that they can compete with anybody.
You know you don't pronounce the L. It's just Montrez.
Montrezl.
It's just
Oh,
Montrez.
My bad. He a beast, though. He's good.
Yeah. Joel, you want to go or should I take this? You gonna go?
You
Okay.
can take it.
Now I'll go last.
Paul George, him returning, my expectations really have not changed for the Clippers. Before the season started, I expected them to finish the 3rd to 5th seed, based on the fact that Kawhi is going to load manage,
Right.
and they're not going to win as many games as the Rockets or the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
And even with those two, I do feel like they can beat Houston just because you have Kawhi and Paul George who can guard all the perimeter players.
So what are your
on Houston.
expectations?
But
in the
I
end?
don't. This is the thing. At the end, I feel like they'll fall short of the NBA Finals. I just want to let everybody know I'm rooting for Houston to make the championship. I want James Harden to win a championship because he deserves one more than anybody else that I've ever seen play. He's the greatest player that I've ever seen play outside of LeBron James. He deserves a championship. But my safe pick is going with LA because the Clippers can't guard anybody in the Lakers' front court. Especially the way Dwight Howard is playing, it's not even close. And Paul George had that MVP season because he was playing with the true point guard and Russell Westbrook, who was setting him up. He will not be the same with Pat Beverly setting him up now. He will not be the same.
I'm talking about the same
Seventy-
Westbrook.
He
that
will
was
not
talking
be the
trash
same.
about
75% of Paul
He will
George's
not
points
be
just
the
came
same.
all ISO. I don't know what he's
Isolation.
talking about.
Yeah.
Not be the same.
It's my turn.
He led that team.
Joel, it's my turn.
That was his team.
It's my turn. Is it my turn?
Go
You
ahead,
can
bro.
go.
I can go.
I'm done with George.
Thank you.
You just say he's a great player.
I heard a lot of nonsense, but my expectations for the Clippers with Paul George,
Everybody
top
healthy.
top 5 two-way player in the league. Kawhi, the best when he is ready to play, the best two-way player in the league. You got Lou Williams, the best bench scorer in the world. You got Montrez, dog. Landry Shamet, they're forgetting him, shooter, could play D. JaMychal Green, good defender, could hit the three ball.
He's a good shooter this year too.
Yeah,
Check his
good
percentage.
role player. Good role player. You got Pat
Zubac.
Bev, dog. Good role player. Zubac, pretty good. I don't know why the Lakers gave him away for a bag of chips, but listen, pretty good guy, pretty good player. With that team, I expect the Clippers to literally win the championship. I expect them to meet the Lakers in the WCF or meet the Rockets in the WCF. However the standings go, it doesn't really make a difference to me. They're either going to beat the Lakers in 7 or they're going to beat the Rockets in 6. Doesn't matter to me. They're going to go on to see Philly in the chip, and they're going to beat them in 6 too. Don't really see much difference. The Lakers are pretty good. Their
Yeah,
front court
they
is good.
are.
I do not trust Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee in the playoffs. I doubt JaVale's going to probably play. AD, nobody can guard him, but I watched that first game, and there is nobody on that team that can guard Kawhi Leonard. And I'm pretty confident nobody on that team could guard Paul George. So, oh, wait, I forgot. Nobody on that team could guard Lou Will either. That's, 70 points right there? The Lakers are pretty good, though. I like their team. Their front court is good. I think Houston could beat the Lakers, too. I think it's gonna be a 3-way team because there's just nobody on that team that can stop James Harden. But in the end, it comes down to AD, and I just don't trust in AD's health. He's usually banged up a lot.
That's true.
But it's a 3-way race with those teams.
That's true.
Houston, you got LA,
I
both
like that.
LA teams.
I like that.
Either way, one of them are gonna have to see each other, and I think the Clippers are gonna eventually win the chip.
Okay.
Well, that's not a bad take from a LeBron hater. I'd expect nothing less.
I am a
For you to
LeBron hater.
totally diminish
Not
LeBron's
a
team
LeBron
that he-
hater.
that the
Not a
roster
LeBron
is-
hater, but I just don't like LeBron. I respect him though. He's one of the greatest players to ever play.
Same thing to me. The bottom line is that the Lakers have Dwight Howard,
Oh my
who's
god.
coming off the bench,
I
He's
can't
not that
believe you
bad.
just
who
said
can
that.
out rebound everybody
Yeah,
on the
bro, he's not
Clippers.
that bad,
No,
bro.
he's good. I
He's
just watched
second
him
in the league
play.
in
I
blocks
watched
per
him
game.
play, and that
Nobody-
rebounding
He knows
meant
his role.
nothing.
He knows his
Nobody
role.
on the Lakers can guard Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
You
and
mean
you're
on the
t-
Clippers?
on the
Nobody on the
Oh,
Clippers.
yeah,
Yeah.
on the Clippers. And you just mentioned that nobody can guard Kawhi and Paul George. While that is true, Danny Green can do a hell of a job on them.
He's a good defender.
Did you watch the first game?
Avery Bradley can do a hell of a job on Lou Will as well.
He could.
I get that, but if
He could.
Paul George, I would say this. I can only go off the first game because that was the first time they played,
They
and
play again at
Paul
Christmas.
George didn't play. And yo, dog, Kawhi just looked like when he wants to play, because I hate that load management
Yeah, me
stuff.
too.
But when he wants to play, he just looks like dangerous. Danny Green was on him most of the game. I would like to see LeBron in the playoffs take the challenge and guard one of
Definitely.
them. I would definitely like to see it, at least do it in the playoff series.
Yeah.
But I just don't think. I think Danny Green's a good defender, and I think he can guard certain levels of elite.
Mhm.
But those guys are elite level scorers, and I don't think he can guard. Avery Bradley, I think, is just too little. He can guard he would be put on like a Lou Will type player.
He can guard Lou Will though.
Yeah, he can. Well, Lou Will runs a lot of pick and rolls,
Yeah.
so he's not necessarily. He's gonna have trouble going over screens, and he's probably gonna be stuck with Montrez, and that's just a little man. But I would like to see the matchups. The matchups look good for LA, but those big men in the end are probably going to become irrelevant because it comes down to small ball.
It also comes down to the best player on the court. That's LeBron James.
Yes.
I see that point.
You talked about people not being able to stop Paul George and Kawhi. Who's going to stop LeBron?
I
Nobody's.
I
going
get
to
that,
stop
but
him.
I would rather put my faith in Kawhi stopping LeBron than before Danny Green stopping Kawhi or
When
Paul George.
LeBron wants
Yeah.
to play defense, he can.
When's the last
Yeah.
time you seen it?
This year
I've seen
he's
it this year. I'm
doing a
seeing it
hell
this
of a
year
job
every
on
game.
defense this year.
Okay, on who?
On everybody.
Who?
He can guard 1 through 5.
Name a
Who is
player.
he locked up?
Name a player.
Who's Kawhi locked up this year?
I didn't say.
No, I'm just saying.
No, you're misinterpreting what I said.
But no, LeBron.
You
is
said
a good
LeBron's
team-
been playing D. I said who?
Yes,
Who's he
yeah.
locked up?
He's a team defender. He's playing great
That-
defense.
and he just said LeBron can guard Kawhi, and I'm asking. And he said LeBron has locked up
listen,
somebody.
I
What's he
don't
done?
know if LeBron can guard Kawhi.
No, I said LeBron is playing great defense.
He is, though.
Elite
Yeah,
level
he's always
defense.
been great, playing great team
Even
defense.
last year when he
This
was
year he's playing
criticized for his
good, bro.
defense,
He plays
one of
great
the
team
highest
defense,
defensive
but
ratings.
we
He's
talking
still
about
good
one-on-one defense. Who is he
Listen,
really
man,
locking up at his position?
LeBron could get a stop on anybody, bro. If he really wants to, I've seen it where he can get a stop, bro.
When have you seen it?
I've seen it in the finals. I've seen him strap. I mean, it was years ago, but I've seen him strap Derrick Rose. Even though that was a long time ago, but I've seen him strap.
Did you just bring up Miami LeBron? Don't you ever compare
I mean,
Miami
no,
LeBron?
I'm
That
not
was a
comparing
different
Miami
beast.
LeBron, but I'm telling you, bro, he can guard. He can guard. And, yeah, bro, he can guard. He can
All
guard.
right, that was
the
that
game's
was
on the
that
line,
was
he can
pretty
do
bad
it.
evidence. Can I hear recency, like recent, like last year, this year?
He did a great job on Paul George when he was in Cleveland.
No, he did not. If
Paul
you look
George
up the numbers,
Paul George
no, he
had a
did
good
not.
series that year.
No, he did not.
had a good
He's
year.
never ever done a good job on Paul George. Paul George averages 29 points a game on him.
Well, Game 7 he had like what 13
Game 7.
that game.
What game 7?
Yo, Paul George.
Indiana faced Cleveland. No, Indiana faced Miami. When Indiana faced Miami, Paul George had like 13 in Game 7. He shot horrible.
Yeah, he usually has bad game 7s.
He's not clutch.
I mean, so you're putting your faith in Paul George too this year after what he showed.
Play-
in the
and that's
playoffs last year,
playoff
even though he
Paul-
was injured.
We know that playoff
Playoff
Paul
P, it's a
George is
thing.
not good.
Playoff P. I
He
mean,
is not good.
yeah.
It depends.
Yeah, it hasn't had much evidence.
He's
of
not a
it.
superstar in the playoffs. We can say that. He's an all-star. He's not a superstar.
Nah,
So
Paul George so superstar, bro. Playoffs
well,
superstar. That's Paul George, bro. Chill.
what? Okay, so let me ask you this: in reality, who it really comes down to the number 2, right? The number 2 guys, AD and Paul George.
Yeah.
What in reality? What have we seen from either of them?
I've seen more from Anthony Davis than I've seen from Paul George.
I haven't seen Anthony Davis make the playoffs 2 times.
I've seen
That's
him
true.
make it against
And
Golden
he-
State, and he put on a show.
He swept Portland.
He put on a show, or when Draymond Green was actually guarding him, he couldn't score a bucket.
He put on a show against Golden State.
Yeah, I
Look
figured.
at those series numbers.
No,
bro.
don't look
Yeah.
at the series numbers in total. Look at Draymond Green's when he's guarded by Draymond Green. Don't
yeah,
look
but
at
at the end of the day,
and he was
he
the
was getting
season
his
before that he was being guarded by Jusuf Nurkic, and we all know.
he was cooking him.
Yeah, I don't think we need to
He was
get
cooking.
into
They
deep.
swept him, right?
All right,
They
but
swept him that
I
year.
think that being guarded by Jusuf Nurkic and being guarded by
ahead
Montrezl
and
Harrell and Zubac is pretty much the same thing. Wouldn't you say that?
Harrell plays
Montrezl
defense.
Harrell plays a little deep.
He's
plays
6'7".
It's
He
not
is
about
little,
see
he's a
that's
little guy, but
that's
he
your
plays
problem.
defense.
It's not about size. It's
Draymond
about
Green was
physicality when
6'7".
it comes to big men.
Draymond Green was like 6'7", 6'8".
But Anthony Davis can cook either one of them.
He
It's
could.
the same
That's
thing.
Anthony
Yeah, he
Jusuf-
is.
That is Anthony
He
Davis.
cooked them the first game.
Anthony Davis is better than Paul George.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
we get
without
that.
a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
we
it's
know
like
that's
it's like
Davis
here
is
and
better
George's
no,
here.
yeah,
Paul
that's
George.
yeah, we get that.
Anthony Davis.
But I don't really.
Yo, that dude is.
You guys are putting faith in a guy who's played in the playoffs 2 times and he's always hurt at the end of the year.
That's true. But that the same. We could do the same thing with Paul George. So I mean, it all. Comes
I mean,
out-
if it's just Paul George and Kawhi versus LeBron, I'm gonna take the Clippers every day of the week.
yeah, but if Anthony Davis comes to play with LeBron,
I'm still
I don't
taking the
know. I
Clippers.
don't know. I mean, that's your.
So
That's,
we-
that's
we
your
They got the
that's-
better
that's your
coach,
team.
the
That's-
better bench.
That's fine. I mean, yeah, that's cool, bro.
They probably got the
Lakers
same
got a pretty
starting
good bench,
5.
too. Don't sleep on their
We
bench.
talked about
Who's
They
their
elite.
got
bench?
really good role players.
Who's their role
We
player?
talked about
Oh,
elite
Danny
level
Green's a
scores.
Great
He's
role
the starter.
Player. Yeah, he's a role player though.
Well, I'm talking about. You said they have a good bench. Who's
Yeah,
their
Dwight
bench?
Howard's coming off the bench playing real.
You have
fucking good.
Avery
Oh,
Bradley. Quinn Cook isn't bad. You have Dwight Howard.
You got okay. If we're talking about playoff stats, don't talk about Quinn Cook.
Quinn Cook played well in the playoffs versus
Oh,
the
this
Raptors.
guy is incredible.
In the finals, he didn't play well.
Come on, bro. He looks scared every time he plays ball in the playoffs. He looks like a kid.
He's not bad. He's not a bad player.
And you're trusting Avery Bradley?
I trust Quinn Cook more than I do Landry Shamet.
Did you see what Landry Shamet was doing against the Warriors last year? Oh, you got to
Yeah,
stop.
yeah,
You got to
Nah,
stop.
I
don't
do.
agree.
I
don't
do.
agree.
You gotta
I don't
stop.
agree. Landry Shamet
You
was a
trust
player,
Avery
bro.
Bradley at this
Landry
point in his
Shamet
career?
is okay.
You trust
It's not. I
Avery
trust
Bradley at
Avery
this
Bradley.
point in
can
his
play
career?
defense.
At
If
this
he's
point in
asking
his
him
career?
to score,
He's gonna hit threes at a 40% clip.
in the playoffs? We don't know because Danny Green actually struggles in the playoffs a lot with his shot. He's very
he's playing so much
inconsistent.
He was great in the
Defensively.
finals.
Yeah,
In the
that's what I'm saying.
finals,
He's
too.
inconsistent. He can give you a great series, and then the next series he can play like garbage.
So we talked about elite level scores with Kawhi, LeBron, Paul George.
Yeah, he's an elite level scorer.
Now we're gonna talk about a player that used to be an elite level scorer and maybe can show flashes from time to time. He just got picked up by the Portland Trailblazers. That guy is Carmelo Anthony. And not gonna lie to you, I'm pretty upset this happened.
I don't see the. I like that Melo has a job. I don't see the fit because Portland needs defense, and he plays a lick of nothing. So
Yeah,
I'm
plays no
just
It
confused.
saddens me that this happened and he went to this team,
Would you rather him go to New York?
and this is why it saddened me. I'd rather him play for any team other than Portland because Portland are an already not good defensive team.
Mm-hmm.
Is going to become worse defensively with Melo. Like, that's just
You're gonna
the
scapegoat him.
that's just the reality of it. And when they don't perform up to par, they're going to put the blame on Carmelo Anthony,
Mhm.
and he's going to end off his career on a bad note like he already did. And people are going to say that, look at what he did in Houston and OKC and Portland.
Houston
He
wasn't
made
his
all
fault.
of them worse. Every stop that he's been in, it has not been his fault. In New York, those years, it was not his fault. Phil Jackson tried to force a system on that team, hired stupid coaches in Jeff Hornacek and Derek Fisher. It just was a total mess. The blame was put on Melo. New York hated Melo for a little while, and that was unfair. He goes to Oklahoma City, and they put the blame on him, even though Westbrook is known to not have great playoff series. Paul George struggled, but yet it was blamed on Melo.
Poor George struggled for one game.
And then now
They got
he's going to
fried by
Portland.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
He's going to Portland, and I just think that this is going to be his last stop. I don't think he lasts to the All-Star break.
Wow.
I don't think he lasts to the All-Star
I just
break.
it doesn't make sense.
That's it.
Like, what is he gonna do? You're gonna bring him off the bench? You're gonna start him?
They shouldn't start him. I wouldn't start him.
But what is he like? I don't get
I'd
it.
take
What-
him. He's just an extra scoring option.
They don't need scoring.
They don't. See, that's why that doesn't make sense.
They need defense.
CJ's actually struggling this year, though.
Dame is wild, and he averages 31
He
points
gave
a
my
game.
point guard 60, but he lost.
Carmelo
So it's-
Anthony
Yeah, I forgot to
is
talk to you about
going
that.
down
I'm gonna talk
right
to you about
now
that.
crazy.
as the most underappreciated star in NBA history.
What?
Carmelo Anthony. That's
What?
true. You
Say that
can say
again?
what you want.
Melo.
What did you just say?
This guy, Melo,
Oh my god!
brought the Knicks to second seed in the playoffs.
And y'all choked it because y'all were the
They
y'all
lost in
were
six
y'all
to
were the
Indiana.
He brought the Knicks to
y'all
second
got upset
seed.
it. Y'all lost the. Oh wait, who did you lose to?
The
Paul
Knicks- the
George.
Knicks-
Yeah, that's what Paul George-
Carmelo Anthony brought the Knicks to their best, to the most relevant
Whoa.
that they've been in a while.
Yes.
Carmelo. It
Under
wasn't just
Carmelo.
Melo. You also
Carmelo.
had the 6th man of the year that year. J.R. Smith. I think Tyson
He
Chandler
the
won
scoring-
DPOY.
Didn't Carmelo
DPOY.
win the scoring
Yeah,
championship?
but don't say it was just him. You had a very good team
Melo
that
had
year.
an MVP like season that year.
Yeah, and then I lost to Paul George.
Lost to Paul George, but yo, I mean, I agree with Joel, man. I don't agree with all that Melo slander for New York. I mean, he put you guys on the map for a little bit. I really hope it works out for Melo. I actually wanted my team to give him a chance in the offseason just for a last roster spot. I agree with these two guys. I don't see it really working in Portland, but you know, hopefully other teams can overlook that because Portland's a struggling team right now.
I still feel like Melo should have went to the Lakers.
Yeah, it would've
I
been good
still
fit.
feel that way.
All you
I
gotta do
still
if
feel that
you're
way.
on the Lakers, you just come off the bench, score your points, and just sit back
I
down.
do not believe Melo is the most underappreciated superstar ever. I actually think Melo is one of the most overrated superstars I've ever seen in my life, and that's a dead truth. That's just the honest truth.
That's cool, bro. You like Paul George. We all get it. It's
Who
really-
doesn't like Paul George's
Who's better,
game?
Paul
really
George or
not.
Carmelo Anthony?
in their primes?
Yes.
Carmelo. Come on.
Who's gonna go down as
Get
a better
outta
player?
here.
Who's gonna go down as a better player?
It really might be Carmelo still. It
Melo
really
is
might be
different.
Carmelo
Melo
still.
was different.
I didn't say Melo was whack. I just said he was the most overrated superstar ever. I like every.
Joel
you can't.
thinks Steph Curry's the most overrated
Yeah,
superstar ever.
he's a clown for that. You can't tell me you don't like Paul George's game. His game is just mad smooth. I never said I didn't like Melo's game. I like watching Melo play ball.
Man. Smooth, can score, and can lock you up.
He's
Here's the
ge-
thing.
They're not to like.
Melo
That's the
gives me
thing.
Vince Carter vibes.
Stop. He's way
What?
better than Vince
Yeah,
Carter.
he gives me
Stop,
Vince
stop,
Carter
stop.
vibes.
He's better than
Another
Carter.
guy who didn't really win much.
What? Vince Carter?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm dead
Vince
serious.
Carter?
I'm dead serious.
That's
Did
wild
he
disrespect.
just say
Yeah,
that?
it's very
Gives me real
disrespectful.
Vince Carter vibes. Those are two guys who've been in the league.
Melo's a first ballot Hall of Famer, bro.
Oh my God.
Melo's
He's
a
not?
First ballot Hall of
How
Famer.
is he not? I
Fir-
don't know
Vince
how he's
Carter
not.
Might not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, bro.
First ballot Hall of Famers. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, future first ballot. Tim Duncan, future first ballot. Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille
Gonna be
O'Neal.
LeBron James.
Gonna be LeBron James. And you about to sit here and tell me Melo is in that? No.
How?
Hell no.
How?
How? What do you mean how?
Is Paul Pierce a first ballot Hall of Famer?
No, he's not. Paul
Is
Pierce.
he close?
He's
No,
close. I mean,
he's
look,
not.
who's better, Paul Pierce or Melo?
Just because Paul Pierce got the ring, they're the same type of talent.
Carmelo's
Literally.
better than him.
Carmelo.
You know
yeah,
that,
but greater. Paul Pierce is greater than him. He has the ring. He has the Finals MVP. But I wouldn't put Paul Pierce in
he
the same.
played on a way better team.
Yeah.
Melo, look,
Yeah, he
Melo
really
was
did.
on
No, he
first
did.
take, and I felt bad for Melo because he said, I was never put in the position that these other guys were put in. I never had that team. I never had that type of talent around me. He
didn't.
never did.
But I wouldn't put
He
those.
They had a
never
real good
did.
team in Denver.
They
With
played
what?
Kobe though.
With who?
They played Kobe though. but
They
he
went to
had
the
a good team
WCF and played Kobe.
Chauncey Billups, I understand they had Allen Iverson for like a season,
He averaged 25 points a game.
but Allen Iverson and Melo was never a good fit.
They-
ever.
They went to the WCF.
No,
just
they
played.
didn't.
No, I'm
No,
not
they
talking about that
didn't.
year. I'm just saying he went to the
Oh, no,
WCF. They
yeah,
just
with
played
Chauncey
Kobe.
Billups.
Yeah,
Now
they
wait.
played Kobe.
The Allen Iverson experiment failed in Denver.
Well, you have two guys who play the same. That would never. That's
They even
but-
look the same.
But I'm
would-
saying
They're
on
playing-
paper,
Yeah,
that
it looks
like,
good. It
that
looks
looks like
great.
the best team that Melo has had, but
you
it
wouldn't.
really wasn't.
I don't understand. You wouldn't put Paul Pierce in the first ballot discussion. He's not a first ballot player at all.
I mean, look. So we got to go through every Hall of Famer.
No,
I'm
you just
pretty
got to
sure-
name the
I'm,
five.
I'm pretty sure.
Is
I'm-
Carmelo a top 50 player?
If
of
I
all
had to go
time?
down the list, yeah, but there isn't top 50 players that should be first ballot Hall of Famers,
Scottie
I
Pippen's
believe.
first ballot, right?
Yeah,
Who do you think's better, him or Melo?
I think Melo's the better talent.
He's a better. God.
Not a better plaar, better talent.
Scotty's
Scotty
more
do everything.
accomplished.
Scotty does everything on better than him in basketball except play offense.
Yeah.
Literally.
This the thing. Carmelo Anthony in New York, 3 playoff appearances. They went one time to the second round. They lost to Indiana in 6. The
Lost
other
to
two,
Miami in 5.
the other 2
And
times.
then lost to Boston in 5, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of those teams they did lose to Boston, and this is the team we're going to talk about next. We're going to talk about the Boston Celtics, and they're currently first in the East, and that has a lot of people asking this question:
Kemba effect.
Was Kyrie Irving the problem in Boston?
He's a
Kyrie
female.
Irving, who's a Brooklyn Net right now.
Yo, I'm just gonna ask you guys real quick. You guys can finish, but let me get the last couple seconds to rip the Nets. But after everything's done, but go ahead.
Damn, y'all heard it first. Nets fan about to rip the Nets.
Yeah, we're
Look,
just-
I'm gonna go first on this one because
Mhm.
I feel like my answer is gonna be different from these two right here. I don't believe he was the problem.
That's the.
I don't,
Can I curse?
and it's not.
I've ever
Wasn't
heard in my
and he
life.
wasn't the problem, and I'll tell you why. This year the Lakers are playing so well because, for one, Gordon Hayward when he was on the Celtics last year was playing. He was playing horrible. He
Yeah.
had to get his rhythm.
He was
in.
he was playing bad.
This year, he started off the year great, even though he's injured right now. But you also have to take into account that last year, Jason Tatum attempted 27% of his shots from the mid-range. This year, he's at 17%. That's a 10% drop-off in mid-range shots. Then after that, the reality is that last year, the Boston Celtics had 4 players on one-year deals, meaning 4 players that want to prove themselves to get a contract. Terry Rozier, Marcus Morris, Jaylen Brown, and Kyrie Irving.
Mm-hmm.
This year, guess who the Celtics have that are on a one-year deal? Guess.
They're saving
Brad
Kyrie.
Wanamaker,
They're
who
saving
doesn't even make a
Kyrie.
difference in the game. I don't know you personally, but you don't make a difference in
Oh
the game.
wow, damn.
Oh my god.
He
Wow,
does
what's-
not make so
What's your-
him
what is your
him-
personal vendetta with Brad Wanamaker?
him being on a one-year deal does not affect this team. Jaylen Brown got his money, he's happy. Kemba got his money, he's happy. Canner is there, he's happy. And to blame all of this on Kyrie Irving is simply ridiculous. It does not make sense.
One question. Kyrie as a leader. He had Boston at the number 1 seed. right?
Number 1 seed his first year there.
I want to also ask you a question. Did you watch that interview where they talked about how the way Kyrie reacts to misses and the way Kemba reacts to misses? Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Did you look up the stat that
No, I'm
this
asking.
year? No, I thought that was a
I mean,
rhetorical
if you think
question.
Kyrie, if
to
you
be
think
frank.
No,
if you
no, it's
think-
really
look,
actually
Kemba
somebody
Walker
talking
is
about it.
definitely a
didn't-
better leader than Kyrie. Let's-
I
come on, let's
didn't
keep it
see
100,
that,
bro.
but what I'll say is that if you look at the stats, they're actually stats that prove that passes per game, the Celtics this year versus Kyrie last year are the same. The
It's-
amount of shots that Kyrie and Kemba take are the same. The amount of touches they have per game are the same. Kemba actually has more dribbles per game than Kyrie.
I think that's a misleading stat because I don't think it's not about. I think a lot of the stuff that happened with the Celtics was locker room issues,
Yeah.
not even on court issues.
So
locker room.
are the locker room issues on Kyrie Irving?
No, I think you have to always blame the leader all the time. I think you have to give most of the blame to the leader. I think Kyrie Irving was definitely a problem. I don't think it was just him, though. I think he was the problem. Jason Tatum was the problem. Brad Stevens was the problem because he
Jaylen
didn't know how to.
Terry Rozier.
Terry Rozier was
probably
definitely a
the biggest
problem.
Terry Rozier was probably it.
But
was
if you're
the biggest problem.
if you're gonna go off stats, you got to look at the stats at the fact that Kemba gets there. Jaylen Brown is having a career year. It's still early, but Jaylen Brown's having a career year. Jason Tatum is balling. Kemba's
Hayward
balling.
looks
Gordon Hayward looks really good, even though he had a full year of
Mhm.
getting back. Gordon Hayward looks good. Marcus Morris is playing good. Like they're playing good. They've lost Horford, Morris, Kyrie. They lost 3 big key pieces,
Yeah.
and they're actually better.
They're 10-1
As of right now.
actually won
It's
today.
still early, but as of right now, I wouldn't say Kyrie. But then you look at the Nets, and they're blowing leads. They're not playing defense.
Yeah.
Kyrie is obviously putting up a lot of numbers, but they're not winning. So it's like, when is it gonna be Kyrie's problem?
Look, I'm gonna come talk about the Kyrie on the Nets real quick. I'm just gonna say that this team looks completely different from last year. The effort is not there every night. Ball movement's definitely not there. And defense is terrible. Now, what I will say is Kyrie Irving is just a really gifted scorer. Like, we all know that. He can get buckets whenever he wants. And the other day when we were playing Denver, when Kyrie Irving was actually distributing the ball, we were up 16 on them. And they cut it down to 12 during the half. After that, for the rest of the game, we had 5 assists as a team. 5 assists as a team, we blew the game. And a lot of that had to do with Kyrie Irving. Now, is it all Kyrie Irving's fault? No. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in the game. He's playing better these past couple games, but he looks like he sometimes he takes really bad shots. I'm not gonna always put it on Kyrie. We lost Karis LeVert for a month. That's obviously, that's big. Lose 17 points per game, So to say it's all Kyrie's fault,
it's just not right.
I give him 40%.
He's a leader. What River said is right. He is the leader, and it's always going to fall on him. And the thing that backs it up to the part where it's kind of mostly his fault is the fact that this team looks completely different than last year. D'Angelo Russell, when he was playing, the team played team ball. Everybody got touches. The offense was beautiful.
Flowing.
Now, the Nets put up a lot of points. I don't want you guys to get that
No,
twisted.
you guys do.
We
You
put
don't
up
play
a lot
D.
of points. The defense is not there
Actually, you do play D, just in the first half.
in the first half. So, I mean, it's early, and I'm not going to put this all on Kyrie. I have to see until the All-Star break what our record is. Kyrie was out tonight and we won. I just want to put that out there. Kyrie was out tonight and we won. So
Oh, wait. Kyrie was also out in Boston, and they went to the ECF.
and took LeBron to 7 games. But if Kyrie was there in Game 7, they probably would have won.
Would they even got there if Kyrie played?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyrie's that
Think
good.
so? Because Kyrie played the next year, and they lost in 5 to the Bucks. And Kyrie played really, really bad.
Yeah, he played bad that
We
series.
could
He actually played bad against Indiana.
Say that Mike Budenholzer outcoached Brad Stevens.
Very badly.
Yeah.
Come on.
Very
Definitely,
badly.
definitely.
We know that Mike Budenholzer is accomplished. He's a great elite level coach,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what the Bucks didn't.
You would call
have.
him elite already?
60 wins. He took that Atlanta Hawks team to 60 wins.
They were overrated as hell, though.
But
to
they
take
won
that team to
60
60
games.
wins
And
is
that team, we knew that they weren't going to do nothing in the playoffs because they didn't have the talent.
Yeah, they
And
almost lost
won,
in the
and
first
they
round.
won 60.
Just a side note for my Knicks fan right here. You guys are up 3 on the Hornets. RJ Barrett has 19 points.
Whoa!
Devontae Graham's giving you 26 though.
Mitchell Robinson, for all my Knicks fans, he has 17 points and 12 rebounds.
Finally.
Marcus Morris, the guy that he called, he was making fun of the signing, has 14 right now. He's
my God.
actually averaging 18 on the season.
I called him a good player.
He had a career year in Boston last year.
And yep, RJ Barrett shooting 7 for 15, and
Good
he's
game.
doing his thing.
Good game. Now can they win the game?
We're
Gotta
gonna
close it out.
see. And now, it's been a great show. We're
You
gonna
guys
we're
really
gonna
think Melo's a first ballot Hall of Famer?
that's
think he has a chance.
obvious.
I think he has a chance.
We're going to go into our last segment of the day. It's do your dance that you love to do for our last segment of the day.
Let's do my dance.
Sunday Pick'em.
Oh. I was like, do your dance. What's that?
All right, so we're gonna do Sunday Pick'em, and right here I got the list of teams that are playing.
Melo's a first.
So of course we're not gonna talk about the Steelers and Browns because the game already happened. First game on the list, Jets and Redskins. Who do you have?
I'll start.
That's sad that we have to think about that.
I'm gonna take the Jets. I'm gonna take the Jets to beat the Redskins.
Who's home?
The Redskins.
The Redskins.
I'm going with my hunch. I'm taking Washington.
Look,
Dwayne Haskins starts this week. I think he goes down and goes crazy.
I predicted while the Jets were like 1-5 that we're gonna finish with 6 wins. This is gonna be one of those wins. This is gonna be one of those games that, look, I'm picking the Jets, but it can go either way. I can see the Jets completely wetting the bed and Dwayne Haskins having a career fucking game, which is crazy because I think that he's horrible. I can see it. But I'm going with the Jets. I'm going with Darnold. I'm going with Le'Veon Bell. Next game, the Jaguars and the Colts.
Wow. That's a tough game.
Very good
They
game.
need that. Both teams need that win.
And we need to see
Jacoby
if
Brissett's
somebody
still out, right?
search it up. We'll have to see if he's still out or not.
We'll get back to it.
We'll get back to it. Bills and Dolphins.
Bills.
We got the. I
The
think we're just
Dolphins
gonna.
are the
I
worst
think
team
for the
ever.
next
And they beat the Jets.
for the next couple of games, whenever the Dolphins are on
Just
Sunday,
we're gonna pick
we're
the
just gonna
opposite.
pick the opposite team. So we're going with the Bills, the Cowboys and the Lions. No Matthew Stafford.
Oh, Cowboys.
The boys.
Cowboys,
Damn.
Texans and Ravens in Baltimore.
Deshaun versus Lamar. I'm
Deshaun Watson's my favorite
I'm
quarterback.
taking Lamar Jackson. That's what I'm taking.
I'm taking Deshaun Watson. He's my favorite quarterback in
Is
the
he really?
NFL. Yes.
He's tough.
I love that dude.
Based on how Lamar Jackson plays against good teams, I'm taking Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
Texans all day.
Yeah,
Lamar
J. Hopkins,
Jackson's
the
gonna
nuke.
showcase. It's not that great.
Mm.
Next game, the Falcons and the Panthers.
I honestly don't even know if the Falcons are dead to win this game. They just won
in
last week.
Carolina.
This is they just beat the Saints. I don't even.
Look, I'm going to take the obvious pick. I'm going to take the Panthers. Do not let me down.
Are
Guys,
they
do not
obvious
let me down.
picks?
I don't know if that's
I don't know if it's
I mean,
obvious
I-
anymore.
look,
I really don't.
I mean, yeah, me neither. But I would hope they win the game.
I'm gonna go with the
McCaffrey's gotta ball.
Panthers. They're just coming off of Green Bay, a very tough game in Green Bay. I'm gonna go with the Panthers
And they
in
need
Carolina.
it more. They need it way more.
They need it way more.
This is the thing. Kyle Allen's hot streak. It's done. It's over with.
When has Sam Darnold started?
It's over with.
Stop
Sorry,
dissing my
I
man.
just had to ask that question.
His hot streak is over with. I know my friend Jordan, if you're watching, going to be happy that I'm picking the Falcons. They're going to win the game, and they're going to win it convincingly.
I can't believe they beat
Shout out
us.
to my boy Jordan Falcons.
They gotta suck.
Next game is the Saints and the
They
Bucks
beat the Eagles.
in
They
Tampa
did.
Bay.
That's so crazy to beat. Oh, Saints. Actually, I don't even. Nah, Saints.
what's
Yeah, I'm
the
going
game?
Saints.
What's the game?
Saints and Tampa Bay.
Saints.
Saints.
Unless
I'm picking the
Winston
Saints.
comes out wildin'.
Yeah.
You never know with
Like he
him.
did against LA, really.
Yeah, you never know with him though.
Now the next game, the Broncos and the Vikings in Minnesota.
Vikings.
Vikings is better team.
I
should
have
win.
the Vikings.
That's a clear cut.
Now the next game, the Cardinals and San Francisco.
San Fran.
San Fran, but Cardinals, they're gonna come
I
out
like
tough.
Shout out to
But
Kyler
San
Murray.
Fran.
I have San Francisco as well. Next game, this should be an easy one. The Patriots and the Eagles.
Oh,
I have the Patriots.
oh, this is
Easy.
Philly. Duh. I'm going with my bias pick. I'm taking Philly and Philly.
Crazy.
Yo,
I don't know. They play Dallas. They're gonna smoke Dallas.
I think Philly's gonna pull it.
I
off.
think we're gonna pull it. I'm telling
I
y'all.
think Philly's gonna pull it.
Two
off.
in a. We just got two in a row.
I think I want Philly to win. And I think they're gonna win.
Philly.
But
We have no
Patriots
Alshon
should win
Jeffrey
this
this week, and we have no Jordan
yo,
Howard.
if Carson Wentz beats this Patriots team, you got to put hella respect on
No,
his name.
Dak got to beat him too. They play
You gotta
Dak
put
too.
hella
Aye.
respect on his name.
I don't see why.
We don't need. I don't need respect from a Sam Darnold fan. We don't need
Now
it.
the next game is the Bengals and the Raiders.
Do we even need to talk about that?
I have
The
the
Raiders?
Raiders.
The Raiders.
Next game, Chicago versus the Rams.
The Rams. I
got
don't
the
even.
Rams.
I don't even
Chicago
feel
can't score
anything for the Bears
ball.
anymore.
I have Chicago winning that game.
Whoa. You know what? Let me not talk because last week I talked and he turned out to be right.
Facts.
I mean,
So
this
let me
is
just-
why I have Chicago. The Rams are one of the worst protecting teams. They can't protect the pass at all. Not only that, but Jared Goff is not playing at a good. He's playing horrible right
It's
now.
not good.
He's missing a lot of reads. This is the thing. Chicago, they're gonna get after Goff a lot. They're gonna sack him. I predict they're gonna score a defensive touchdown in this game, maybe two. They're gonna win the game. And look, Mitchell Trubisky has been playing better. He's gonna play good this
Jared
game.
Goff looks like Ryan Gosling. He looks just like Ryan Gosling. Look up a picture of Ryan Gosling right now.
Look it up.
He looks just like Ryan Gosling.
And now the Monday Night Football game, the Chiefs versus the Chargers. Who do you guys have?
I have Patrick Mahomes.
I have Patrick Mahomes as well. How about you?
Bro,
guys?
he
Yeah,
doesn't-
Patrick Mahomes.
He
Oh
looks. He
my
looks.
God.
Jared Goff looks just like him. He looks just like him. That's crazy.
He really does look like him.
That's wow.
So that's it for Sunday Pick'em. Oh, last team, the Jaguars and the Colts.
Oh, Colts.
I actually forgot. Nick Foles is playing the Jaguars, no doubt about it.
Shout out to my man Chance, the man. I got the Jags winning this game.
Well, Gardner Minshew isn't playing, so I have the Colts.
We're gonna see. I don't think the Colts have Brissett, bro.
And now to finish off the episode, thank you guys all for watching our podcast. We appreciate you guys.
We need to do a mellow segment on that. We need to do players
we'll do one pretty
who
soon.
should or shouldn't be first ballot Hall of Famers. Because I ain't feeling that mellow one.
We'll do that pretty soon. So thank you guys for watching and tune in next time.
Thank you.
Peace.